Here we go, a little sports blab here in the middle of winter. We've had it easy here in Minnesota all winter long, but now we got a couple days of snowstorm and et cetera, et cetera. You can see the winter behind me, so I figured let's do a sports blab in front of old man winter. So here we go. All I want to talk about today is, the Minnesota Vikings, Skol, baby, and all their free agent signings. I know you've read the websites. Everybody's hacked it over, whatever. But here's my take. So we lost Alexander Madison, right? He didn't really work out last year, but he's still a good back. Raiders snarfed him up. KJ Osborne. Looks like the Vikings like Brandon Powell better than him, so they put him on free agency. Let Osborne go. Where'd he go? The Patriots, and he's going to be good for the Patriots. Kirk Cousins. Could we really have afforded $45 million a year for 4 years? Nope. So plan B. And they didn't like Josh Dobbs. They don't like his style of play. Out he goes. So he's signed with San Francisco. So we got Sam Darnold. Now this big thing about Sam Darnold is, as fans, we see him with the Jets and the Panthers. He didn't do very well. Back up for the 49ers. They're like he was a first-round draft pick. He sucked, per the fans. But the football people are saying, hey, take it easy on the guy. He played with two rotten teams, which is true. Jets and Carolina were last-place teams. And he really improved. And, he spent a year with the 49ers and that organization and Kyle Shanahan. And they say from a football point of view, he's got it. So we got him with the Vikings. Got to look out for his back. But you all know that we're going to trade up for a quarterback or get another quarterback in the draft, right? We got the 11th pick in the first round. We traded with the Texans for the 23rd pick. That's what we're going. I'd be shocked if we don't, unless the Vikings, Kwesi and O'Connell like to play Moneyball, so they may say, hey, we're not really, we want to draft up for a quarterback, but no one's really biting. Commanders, Patriots, Chargers, those guys. So maybe we should keep our 2 picks because they do have their guy, that defensive lineman, defensive end, I think, or tackle, or whatever he is for Alabama. So we'll see. Are we going to trade up and get a quarterback first 5 rounds? Or are we going to maybe pick a quarterback in the 11th round and try to go for that defensive tackle in the 23rd round, pick kind of a thing. So, yeah, excited to see what we end up doing. But let's just, I'm going to give you a brief summary here. Quarterback room, we lost Kirk Cousins. Lost Josh Dobbs, got Sam Darnold. Running back room, lost Alexander Madison, got Aaron Jones. That is the coup, is Aaron Jones, formerly of the Packers. He says he's not ticked off because he got thrown under the bus and chucked to the side when they signed Josh Jacobs. He says, no, I'm already motivated, but trust me, he's even more motivated, especially when we play the Packers Skol, baby. Aaron Jones, to me, this is the coup of the free agency period. Come on, anyone that's followed Aaron Jones knows the guy's a beast, and we got him. Woohoo! All right, so let's go down here. KJ Osborne, like I said, went to the Patriots. We signed Trent Sherfield. That's a depth signing. Offensive lineman, we lost Austin Schlottman, Oli Uda. Right now, no Dalton Reisner, and we let go of Chris Reed, and we signed Dan Feeney and Blake Brandel. I don't really know what the Vikings are doing with Dalton Reisner. What in the world? Let's take a look at last year. They signed him, and when he played a few games, what'd they do? They traded Ezra Cleveland to the Jaguars, who now, by the way, has a 3-year deal with the Jaguars, because obviously they thought Reisner did well enough to be our starting guard. How many sacks did he give up? 0. And we all know he's better in the pass protection than he is run protection. He's decent run protection, but his strength is pass protection. And when everybody said, oh, Kirk Cousins, he's the greatest quarterback ever in the NFL, look at what he did last year. When did he start doing that, what we all say he did? When they put Reisner in. So, no, I don't know why they're not signing him. They're letting him hang. The only thing I can read, the only thing I can find out, what I've read, is it has to do with compensatory pick. So if he signs with us for too much, we don't get that pick. If he signs with another team, which are compensatory picks, are picks that you get when your free agents sign with other teams and your players sign with other teams. If he signs with another team, we get the pick. If he signs with us for too much, we may not get that pick next year. So the Vikings are valuing potentially a third round compensatory pick next year versus a good guard this year. Anyways, sign Dalton Risner. That's all I'm saying. Let's get the man on board. Okay, speaking of offensive line, we added, like I said, Dan Feeney, Blake Brandel. Feeney can probably fill in. He sounds like he's pretty good. Brandel is kind of a utility player on that line. Defensive tackle, let's go down there. We lost Dean Lowry, Kuris Tonga, which I'm kind of surprised about, TJ Smith, and Sheldon Day, which I'm a little surprised about, but not really. And who did we sign? We re-signed Jonathan Bullard, and then we brought in Jerry Tillery from the Raiders, another depth fill on the defensive line, and Jonah Williams. Both those guys are respectable, have earned their way. They bounced around a lot. Hopefully they'll provide some extra strength in that defensive line, but they're mostly depth fillers. But you never know with these guys because they sound like they have potential. Put them in a Flores system, they could thrive, baby. Defensive end, Danielle Hunter, we know that hurts. DJ Wanham, to me that hurts. Marcus Davenport, no shock, went to the Lions. We brought in, here's some biggies, Jonathan Greenard from the Texans and Andrew Van Ginkel. Remember last year, the Texans at the end of the year, they were killing it, and then they did well in the playoffs and won a round or two, whatever. And then everybody talked about those two defensive ends that the Texans got, those two young ones, Will Anderson, and then that other guy. Well, that other guy is Jonathan Greenard, and we signed him for 4 years. So I'm loving these moves. And let's go back. Now let's go on to linebacker. Okay, Jordan Hicks went to the Browns. Anthony Barr is probably the end of his career, probably a utility player somewhere. Troy Dye went to the Chargers. Good special teams guy, good filler. Nick Vigil, Blake Cashman, former Gopher. He's taken over probably for Jordan Hicks. I hated losing Jordan Hicks, but I love this guy. He had a career year. Put him in that Flores system, et cetera, et cetera. We got two more depth guys that we signed to linebacker. Jihad Ward and Kemu Grieger Hill. I don't know much about them except they add depth. Okay, cornerback Shaq Griffin. I like him. You saw him with the Seahawks and other teams, and everyone kind of goes like, "Oh, I don't know. He's good. He's not good. He's good. He's not good." I think he's gonna go do well in the Flores system. In fact, all these defensive guys, Van Ginkel played with Flores in Miami. These are guys that are versatile. So Flores loves versatile guys. He can mix and match and move all over. All these guys qualify. So we lost three good ones, like I said, in Hunter, Wanham, Hicks, but we got Greenyard, Van Ginkel, and Cashman in that middle. And then we got to shore up the cornerback room. Shaq Griffin should help a little bit. We did nothing in terms of safety. Tight ends, we re-signed Johnny Munt, Nick Muse. No shock. They're both good players. I like Johnny Munt. I saw him with the Rams. Dude can catch a ball. Those two guys, along with Josh Oliver, can take over for Hawkinson because he's injured with those stupid all these tears in his knee. All right, special teams. This one's kind of surprising. I thought the Vikings would kind of had Greg Joseph's back and that, that he did well enough. Nope, he's history. And they brought in John Parker Romo. So that's the rundown on free agency. I find for the Vikings, Skol, baby. I find the free agency period, the combine, it's okay, whatever, pro days, whatever. Free agency is a lot of fun. And now we got the draft coming up. What are the Vikings going to do? Are they going to trade up for the quarterback or just take the one that's in place, either 11 or 23? We'll find out. Skol, baby.